that was the tale of two halves right there. A lot of credit to Pittsburgh for the first half, and then I thought our guys. The greatest thing I saw from our guys was I didn't see any panic. They stayed together, and we cleaned up some things that we didn't do in the first half, and just made plays. So I'm really excited for our guys. Now we got to take it, learn from it, and move on.
How do you, in a nutshell, how do you account for the difference between the first half and the second half?
Yeah, I think when you look at it, there were some penalties on defense in the first half on third down, namely. And then offensively, it was the same thing. We had a couple drops on third down. I couldn't tell if the first one was a low ball or not. But all in all, I mean, we really played three pretty good quarters. The second quarter was the one that we didn't do a very good job. Looks like you're the only guy asking questions tonight, Pete.
I guess so. So what did you think of, I mean, Love's just seemed really hot in the second half.
Oh, he was on fire. That's why I kept wanting to throw the football. And then, our run game's been just there's some good moments and some not so good moments. And, it's a credit to them. I really thought going into it, that's a really, really tough defense, I think, especially when you look at their front. So they did some good things, but ultimately I think there's a lot of things that we got to do a lot better.
Do you feel like you're starting to figure out some things as far as identity or what you do well on offense? And you feel okay about building a passing game where your tight end is a really, really big part of it?
We'd be crazy not to. He was a beast. He was a man possessed, and you just got to find ways to get him the ball. And the first touchdown was a cold run where we spit the ball out on the run alert, and the guys, the receivers, I can't say enough about those guys, just the effort that they bring in regards to not only the pass game, which is to be expected, but in the run game, blocking for the backs or blocking for Tuck in that situation. So those guys really stepped up and did a great job.
Well, Watson seemed to have a lot of juice.
Yeah, he did. I mean, just to get him back in the fold, you can see it's just his ability to do so many different things. He's such an intelligent football player. He's obviously a specimen. It was great to see him get back out there. I know the journey that he's been on. It's been a long road. It was a pretty devastating time when you think back to that game versus Chicago last year, and to lose him, who's such a great team first oriented guy. Just always goes out there, competes, does his job, and I'm really excited for him.
With the way the K-balls are flying, it was a little surprising to see that kick come up short. In retrospect, is he still a week or two away, or do you feel okay?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll reassess, reevaluate. I thought, in the second half, he certainly went in and did exactly what we needed him to do. He felt good about going into it. He had a good warm-up. So I think you got to trust a guy that's had so much proven success over the course of his career. And we see it in practice, too. He had a good week of practice. So, yeah, he came up short.
Play before the 4th and 1, I think it was 3rd and 3. Did you know you were probably going to go for it no matter what?
Yeah.
Is that why you ran the ball? And then did you feel really good about that call? Because it was wide open, got the first down.
Yeah.
What had you seen on film that told you? Hey,
well, it's just part of the game planning process. And, I think just we're in that bunch set quite a bit. And, it was a great job by our guys executing. It's a one-on-one, Pete. Take your time, man. There's nobody else in here.
7 games with Micah as a Packer.
Maybe there is.
Some games with Micah as a Packer. Obviously, everyone knows the players, but has there been anything with this, extended look at him now that has surprised you about him as a player, as a teammate, as a person?
Yeah, I just think he's been incredible since the day we've gotten him. It doesn't take long. You sit down with him. He's a really intelligent person, first and foremost. But then you go out there and you watch how he practices. He gives great effort in practice. And I think that's why, I mean, he's a freak of nature anyways, but I think guys that do that are built like that, and then they have those habits that they form in practice, you know, it's not surprising to me that he can go out there and have a lot of success in the games.
What's your feeling that the quarterback who replaced your previous guy, to have him go out there and play so well with that guy under center the other way? What's that do for the organization? What's that
Yeah, I think well, it's great for Jordan. Jordan's worked his ass off to get here. You know, he was patient throughout the process, throughout the journey, and he took advantage of the opportunity. He really did, and I thought, you know, it's been cool. I've said this many times, just to watch how he's matured as a young guy coming in here at 21 years old, and he's a grown-ass man now. And you see it, what he does, how he carries himself. He just is so confident. He's a great teammate. He encourages the other guys. He's a hell of a leader. And he's really grown as a football player. And I think that, I'm sure going into this game, I'm sure he put a lot on himself. And I thought he went out there, and he's just so consistent in who he is through the good times and the bad times. And, you know, I've seen him, there's moments where you can sense the frustration from him, but he keeps going. And I kind of, to be honest with you, I kind of like it when he gets a little, because you don't see it too often.